Do you ever feel like your teenager is way too dependent on their phone or their game or some other type of technology? This is really common, and in some ways, it's to be expected. Technology has become a part of our lives in good and bad ways. Our teenagers spend time at school and doing homework and connecting with their friends and watching things that interest them, including learning new things. And knowing how and when to set good limits can be challenging. As always with Triple P, we're going to start by building a good foundation and preventing problem behaviors before moving into managing misbehaviors when they do happen. A first tip is to spend time talking with your teenager. Sit down with them, ask them about their social media platforms, play their games, watch their shows with them, find out what's so interesting, and connect with your teenager in this way so that you can be a part of it and in some ways guide them through it also. We want to make sure our teenagers are engaging in a variety of activities. When they're doing other things, when they're involved in sports and music and social time and any other kind of activity that is bringing balance to their lives. If they're at the point where they're really only spending their free time on technology, that's then something we want to look at, have a conversation with them about what else they might be interested in and help them connect to those other activities. Think about the example that you're setting for them. If my teenager sees me every time I have a free moment, head down on the phone, if my teenager tries to talk to me and I'm only half listening because really I'm on my phone, they're probably going to do the same thing. Consider monitoring your own behavior, your own screen time behavior. And if you do make some changes, they may need to be family changes if there are things that you also need to work on. Then think about the kinds of rules and limits you'd like to have at home. They need to be clear and specific and enforceable. Just saying to my teenager, that's it, you've been on there long enough, really isn't fair to them. We need to be very clear on the expectations. So what are those for your family? All phones need to be plugged in and charging at 9 o'clock. You need to walk away from the game when I call you for dinner. Phones need to be used in public places and not in bedrooms. Whatever it is for your family, get clear about them and then think about how you will enforce them. If I say all phones need to be turned off at 11 o'clock, but I go to bed at 10, I can't enforce that rule. So I either need to make some changes to the schedule or to the rule. And then think about what those consequences are. Keep them relatively short so that you can use them multiple times. So for example, all phones need to be plugged in and charging at 9 o'clock. Anybody whose phone is there gets the privilege of using it the next day. If your phone is not there, then you don't get the privilege for the next day. You can follow through on that and then make sure you give it back on the following day if that's what you agreed to, even if they did something else that needs a different consequence in between. By keeping it relatively short, we have lots of opportunities to give the child a chance to do the right thing and then to use the consequence again. This is just a tiny taste of Triple P. If you'd like more help with this or any other parenting subject, just let us know.